person, but she's an incredible mom, business owner.
Thank you.
All
I
sorts
feel
of
the
good
same
stuff.
about you.
I love it. Well, we met, it was a few years ago, right?
Long time ago, actually. A long time ago.
It was.
I don't even remember how we met, but I'm
Well, I
happy we
actually
met.
do. Do you want me to tell you
Yes,
the secret?
yes, tell me.
This is somewhat embarrassing, but I hope you appreciate it.
Mhm.
So when I first moved to Orange County, I moved our practice. We were in Los Angeles for a long time, and we had built quite a substantial business. And when we came to Orange County, I really didn't know anybody. So I Googled who to know in Orange County. And of course, you popped up
Oh, great.
to the very top
hysterical.
of the list. And I was like, I need to find a way to meet Greer, because Greer knows everybody and we all trust her, and that's actually how it all played out. So I actually figured out a way to get to know you.
That's so fun. I love it.
I think it was in
That's
Mona.
very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
so happy you found me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, today I really want to share your story, because, you've been doing your own business for some time.
Mhm.
And for those people who may not know the behind stories, I thought it was very interesting and very touching, really, how you got to this point. Because it wasn't like you decided in college that you wanted to start this huge Greer's OC, right?
Yeah, it would have been impossible. There was no such thing back when I was in college.
but still, I mean, you built such a massive following and such a trusted name. So maybe you could take us back a little bit, because I think a lot of times when people meet CEOs like yourself and business leaders, they think, well, probably she was successful from day one, or probably dad and mom ran something and therefore she ran something.
Mhm.
But we know that isn't always the case, right?
Mhm.
And especially in your situation, that wasn't the case for you.
Yeah, so I'll just take you back. I don't even know if I've ever told you the story, but I basically was a columnist at the Los Angeles Times community newspapers, but I was also a mom, so it was kind of the perfect job, because I could write either when my babies were sleeping, or write. I was not a full-time columnist, so I could do a lot remotely, which was great. I basically covered the same things I'm covering now, which is fashion, dining trends, events, retail. I did that for a long time. I did it for 14 years. I enjoyed it. I really liked what I did. Then, unfortunately, one of my 4 sons got sick with type 1 diabetes. I talked to my editor. I was a restaurant reviewer as well, which is a really fun job, but you can't just wing it. You actually have to go and dine and repeatedly do that, and it was very time consuming, and I had to understand type 1 diabetes, because it changes your life, because everything you do, every bite of food your whoever has it takes in, or the amount of exercise, everything affects type 1 diabetes. So I had to learn this disease for my son. So I went to my editor and I said, with dark glasses on, because I would have been crying for weeks, but I said, I can't do 2 columns anymore. Mm-hmm. Is there any way we can break it down to 1? I got to take care of my son. And he said, well, this is a bad time to tell you this, but we are making changes at the paper and you are not part of the change.
Oh my goodness.
So I went home, very sad, of course, but then I thought after a while, I don't need the newspaper. I can do what I was doing on my own, online. I can build a website. I can't build a website myself, but I can have someone build a website, and I can start covering Orange County. When I was at the paper, I was limited to only Newport Beach and Costa Mesa. But with my own business, I can cover anything.
You can do anything you want.
Anything.
No competition.
So it's very great. And I started an email blast, as well as a website.
You did email blast before it became like mainstream popular.
2006. This is when I started my company.
I know a lot of people talking about it now, and then like a couple of years ago. But I remember when I first learned about Greer's OC,
Mm-hmm.
it was already so successful. It was so huge. Like we would look forward to getting that daily dose in the email box.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still do that. Just I'd say in the last year and a half, I started branching out and doing more, because I've been doing social media for myself, since my business started, and and it grows and it changes so much, but I'm learning so much and I enjoy it. So I started offering social media services to small businesses and nonprofits. That's basically why I'm here today, because
Which
I
is
want to
amazing.
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I guess I want to share with you, a lot of my clients and even people that I work with, they'll say, well, you're a financial advisor. What are you doing talking about social media? And I say, well, actually, I think that social media isn't like this thing that you should be talking about. Social media is a means to build your business and to build your brand. And I think to manage my clients' wealth, and if I really care about their financial well-being, right, and I really want them to grow successfully financially, I have to think of all opportunities for them to build wealth. So yes, they can build wealth from their income and their livelihood and their retirement 401k and their job and whatnot, and that's important. But equally important is to understand the mindset of an entrepreneur, because I know when I owned my television audience production company before going into financial planning, it'd be great that you manage my financial wealth. But if at that point, if you were to have brought me another show or taught me how I could bring in another show, another client for myself, that would have really made a difference in my financial well-being. So in fact, if we truly do what we say, which is we truly want our clients to be more successful, to be financially more independent and to grow, then it means that I should learn these tools that can help them reach that goal of theirs, right? And that's why I wanted you to come and talk about this, because for many of our businesses that we work with and people that we meet, and you and I know a lot of people between the two of us, a lot of them say, I want to do social media, but I don't have time. So then the time goes from 1 month to 6 months to 12 months, and all of a sudden you look back, and you and I both know, like your example of the dress is a perfect example. If the dress picture went at the right time to the right audience, that could mean that you have additional revenue, that you could do additional, you could bring on another team member, another employee, you can, expand your technology. It could really help transition your business from where it is today to something bigger.
When I mentioned the dress, the reason I did is that was prior to the internet. That was early 80s. So, but it's all changed. TV has changed, advertising has changed. I just think that social media is really powerful. And
it is.
And even if you don't understand it, or a lot of people don't understand it, they don't have time to learn it, but it would be beneficial if they could find someone to do it, to help them with it.
Exactly. I completely agree with you. I do think, and if you work with somebody, the most important thing is when you find someone to handle your social media, I think the person really needs to understand your voice, right, your intention. It has to be someone that you trust. And some of my business clients will say, well, Winnie, it's okay, maybe I'll hire a college intern to do that. And I'm like, I don't think that's such a good idea. Your brand is at this level. What you do, let's say, for example, if they're a physician, right? Is the college intern going to know what you can and cannot say? There's going to be certain things, certain sensitivities. So it's important to find, I actually do find that some of the most successful people who teach and leverage their brand for their business are not necessarily out of college. They're experienced, they've had life experiences, right? And they know how to quantify and share, like you said, the stories that resonate with their potential audience or their potential client. I mean, a lot of times, and a lot of people have asked me how important social media has been for our business, and I'll just share with you. I mean, social media has been immensely beneficial for our business. Not only has it driven us new clients, but also other business opportunities and relationships and whatnot. So it's completely changed everything that we do.
And also sharing information, and you're helping other people, and
people love it.
I love your Twitter chats. Those are awesome. Those
Thank
are
you.
really fun and informative.
Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, it's great. When I first started doing these Twitter tweet chats, I really wasn't sure what direction they would go, but I realize now we have like an amazing community now of people that come, that share ideas, that learn, and And literally every week, I'm taking notes.
Wednesdays are there live Wednesdays, is that right?
Yeah, every Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific here. And you've been a guest on several of them, which
Mhm.
was a real treat because we've learned a lot from you. So let me ask you this, Greer. Like when working with businesses, what do you find to be the biggest challenge for businesses who have never done social media?
Well, I feel like just recently with the announcement with Facebook that they're going to start not hiding brands or group pages, but they're focusing more on friends and family and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
So this has been harder. This has been harder to get more engagement, and it's been harder to obviously increase your reach, but it's also, from everything I've been learning and reading, it's going to make everyone smarter and do their job even better than they were before. Yeah, I think that's just been a recent thing. Also, the idea that the more followers or the more friends you have is actually a better thing. It doesn't necessarily mean that. I've seen people who are I obviously can tell they're buying likes and buying followers, and that's not going to help you in the long run. So
Agreed.
you could have a smaller group as long as they're engaged and they're watching in some way or participating in some way. This is good.
I think I had read this from another big social media influencer. They said the magic number is 1,000.
Okay.
So if you have 1,000 really committed and loyal, if you will, tribe, then that's all you need to be very, very successful in what you need to do. So everything above that is just more numbers. And I think about it, and that makes sense, right? Like, let's say you're a restaurant owner locally, right? You probably couldn't handle more than 1,000 people per week anyway.
Exactly.
Right? But you want the people who love you the most to come back to you time and time again, who will go online and say how amazing their experience is, right? Because if you think about like the power of Yelp, right? Good or bad, it's very powerful. I mean, for many of us, I'm sure you're the same way. If you go to a city you've never been before and you're looking for a place to eat, you might open up the app, right? And if you think about it, you're not going to read all 5,000 reviews. You might read the top 3 or 4, make your decision, and move on, right? So I think you're absolutely right. I think the number of quality engagement is critical. I think a lot of businesses, I've heard, they say, their number one priority is to get more followers. Do you have advice, or if you could share maybe a tip on how they would get more followers?
So my best idea, my best tip would be to go through your feed and look at what other people are doing and engage with them. You can't just be posting things and everything's about me. You have to engage with what other people are doing.
Yeah.
So because then other people learn what you're doing and they learn who you are, and you can't just be selfish. It has to be social.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. I think social media in some ways can just further amplify your true personality, right? So if you're a take, then on social media it'll reflect that. You can sort of read the energy of somebody on social. But I love that because a lot of times you don't see owners of restaurants popping in and having a conversation with you. They're just talking about them all the time. It's not so fun. And social media, the reason the word starts with social is that community factor, right?
But it takes energy,
How do you do that?
So I'm trying to structure my day differently now. I try to wake up first thing and start getting involved, going on my clients' accounts.
After your run though, right?
After my run, or even sometimes at the gym when I'm on the bike. But I just start early and going through other people's accounts, engaging with other people that they're following, that I'm following really, and doing it that way. And making my day, half day is going to be social media, half day is going to be my other business. That's, and then meeting you.
They're starting to merge together though, right?
Yeah.
Your two businesses.
So it's fun. I love it. I love it. And yeah, and it changes every day, as you know.
So your kids want to work with you, Greer?
My oldest son did work for me for a while, and now he lives in San Francisco. I would love for one of my sons to work with me, but they want to do their own thing as well. You know, my two are still have to get through school. So,
because I think about like like my industry, my kids, I can't see them wanting to necessarily do what I do because the financial industry, let's just put out it's a very tough industry, and it's not exactly as fun as some of the younger generation would prefer, right? I can see the social media aspect of what you do, and even Greer's OC is something that most young people would gravitate to, you know. I mean, this is about you, Greer. I mean, you have done such an incredible job not only transitioning your business, but not only that is also playing a role of advisor to so many of your friends, and who you've helped so many people in your small way. I will tell you, honestly, Greer has just been someone I have adored. We don't spend as much time as I'd like to, and I'm sure because the two of us are just so busy. But what I love about this is Greer is you're just so kind. And I think that has always been consistent. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm super proud of you too.
Aw.
So proud of you. Wow.
Well, we try, right? We try to have some fun. Well, anything else you want to share with us that's going in the future that we can look forward to from you?
Well, no, just I love these Facebook Lives. I enjoy Facebook Live. It's fun. And I can't really think anything off the top of my head.
Okay, so social media predictions. As a social media expert, what do you see as something that those businesses or people interested in doing more social, where do you think they should kind of keep on their radar?
I think Instagram. I really enjoy Instagram and everything. You know, they're always trying to change what they're doing. I love the Instagram stories. I'm not following Facebook stories at all. Maybe I need to, but I really enjoy Instagram. I'm also starting to get back involved in Pinterest because it's also very helpful.
It's a very loyal community there.
For some of my clients. It's needed. So.
And you're active on Twitter too, because we make Greer join us periodically, and so it's been so much fun too. But I agree with you. I think you're absolutely right. I think Instagram, because of the visual aspect, and Pinterest too, right? Because people like to see things. That is the way, because we go on social media for entertainment, to relax, it's a de-stress. It's not something heavy. So I think, I think this topic is definitely resonated. I love that you're talking about it, because you basically, as a working mother, you have built this huge brand. Now you're helping other people with their social media. If they want to reach out to you, how can they get in touch with you?
They can go on my website, which is greersoc.com.
Okay.
They can do that, and they can email me, greer@greersoc.com. Those are probably the best.
Well, you're really easy to reach.
Yeah.
Okay, so Greer is Greer, for those of you who don't know, and it's greersoc.com. So stands for Greer's Orange County, because we're here in the OC. And thank you so much, everybody who's joining us on Twitter as well. It says, what business do you own?
Greer's OC is a online lifestyle publication. I cover fashion, dining, trends, events, and travel. All the good things in Orange County. Also, I talk about lots of things in Los Angeles and San Diego, anything that's relevant.
Yeah, wonderful.
And I only do positive. I would never write anything negative. So.
That's my motto too. Only write positive. So there's enough negativity in life. So those of you who are looking to get more information on what to do in Orange County and Southern California, you should really consider subscribing to Greer's email list.
My daily dose of OC.
Yes, your daily dose of OC is really, really fun. And in fact, even if you're not in the area, you should consider, because it gives you not only things that are happening locally, but also things in other parts. I've seen great posts, and a lot of the businesses are online too. So it's really very, very entertaining, and it's also very smart for those of you who run businesses, because it can give you an idea of a really well-made email blast.
Well, I like to say my email blast is like a tip sheet of what's happening in Orange County, what's fun to do. Because a lot of people are very busy; they don't have time. You know.
I mean, you're really busy. I don't even know how you're. I feel like there's 10 Greers out there running around, because I don't know how you can do daily dose and do everything else you're doing for everybody else. But that's another question for another day.
Caffeine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And congratulations for all your successes.
You too.